Chosen one. Heaven has called your name. This moment isn't casual. It isn't random. You were drawn here by the Spirit of God, not by chance. Everything around you may look ordinary, but something eternal is happening. Your spirit is awakening because heaven has just released a sound and your name is in it. Not everyone will understand this. Not everyone is supposed to, because not everyone was chosen. But you were marked before you were born. You've always felt different. You've always known there was something more. And deep down, even in your most broken moments, you knew your story wasn't going to end in defeat. That's because God has not just seen your suffering, He's been preparing your promotion. Angels have been dispatched. A divine announcement has gone out, and the enemy is terrified. You've been through storms others couldn't survive. You've fought battles in silence. You've cried prayers no one heard but God. The warfare around your life wasn't a curse, it was proof of your calling. Hell doesn't fight what isn't a threat. You are a threat to darkness. You carry light. You carry truth. You carry breakthrough for more than just yourself. You're not here to fit in. You're here to shift things. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be set apart. You're not here for survival. You're here for revival. This is why rejection chased you. This is why isolation trained you. You were hidden not because you were forgotten, but because you were protected. God was preserving the oil on your life. And now, the seal is breaking. Now, the scroll with your name is being opened. Heaven is moving, and you are the reason. There is an army moving in the spirit realm, not against you but for you, not to restrain, but to release. You are stepping into divine timing, the appointed moment, and nothing can stop what God has spoken. No weapon formed against you will prosper, not because of your strength, but because of what's backing you. The throne room has declared it. The angels have been loosed, and your path is about to be cleared. The Word of God declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 11, "For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." Do you understand what that means? There are angels assigned to you, not just to heaven, not just to prophets, but to you. They've been watching, waiting, and now they've been activated. The shift is happening even now. You may not see it yet, but you can feel it. That restlessness isn't confusion, it's confirmation. Your soul knows that transition is near. Your spirit senses that something is about to break open. And it is, because heaven called your name. The veil is being lifted. The noise is being silenced. And your instructions are being released. You cannot go back to who you were. You cannot pretend you don't hear it. This call requires a response. It demands movement. It demands surrender. And let me tell you this, you are not disqualified. You are not too late. You haven't missed it. The enemy wants you to think your mistakes cancelled your calling, but he is a liar. God doesn't anoint perfection. He anoints surrender. If you still have breath, then you still have purpose. And heaven still has plans with your name on them. Chosen one. It's time to move differently, to speak differently, to walk like one who carries heaven's fire. You are no longer waiting for permission. You've been authorized. The King has summoned you. The angels have gone ahead of you. The next move is yours. Chosen one. This is not the time to doubt your identity. This is the hour to walk boldly in the authority God has given you. You don't need another confirmation. The signs have already surrounded you. What you feel stirring isn't imagination, it's divine ignition. Heaven didn't whisper your name so you could hesitate. You've been released, commissioned, and covered. The angels have gone before you. Now, rise. Speak, act and move as one who carries the fire of the living God. If this word struck your spirit, take action now. Let the heavens see your agreement. Comment 999 below, a prophetic number for birthing, for completion, for stepping into divine fullness. This is not about algorithms. It's about alignment. Your comment is a declaration. I hear you. Lord, I know this word is for me. Like this message, if your spirit is stirred, share it with someone else who carries that same weight, that same warfare, that same calling. And subscribe not just to stay connected, but to stay covered under this flow of prophetic fire. You are chosen. You are seen. And the angels have been unleashed because you have been called. Comment 999 now. Heaven is watching. You were marked before you ever breathed your first breath, long before you were misunderstood, long before you were rejected, long before the trauma, the silence, the aching confusion. Heaven already knew your name. You did not slip through creation as an accident. You were spoken into existence. There was intention behind your existence. You are not a product of circumstances. You are a product of divine strategy. You've always known it. Deep down. It's why you couldn't settle for the things others celebrated. It's why sin couldn't satisfy you the way it did for them. You didn't belong there, and your spirit knew it. That inner tension you carried in the wrong places, with the wrong people, during the wrong seasons. That wasn't guilt. That was God. His presence stirring you. His voice gently convicting. His spirit reminding you, this is not where you belong. The reason you've never fit in is because you were never made to. You were set apart, marked, designed for consecration. And that mark has been on you since the beginning, even in your lowest moments. Even when you ran, when you rebelled, when you nearly destroyed everything good around you, God never removed his eyes from you. Because he doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. And you, chosen one, have always been called. Your difference is not dysfunction, it's destiny. You walk differently because your path is different. Your pace is different. You carry things in the spirit others can't sense, can't understand, and often can't respect. But your anointing was not meant to be validated by the crowd. Your calling was not meant to be confirmed by people who were never assigned to see you. They weren't blind by accident. God veiled you on purpose. You were hidden for your protection. Had he exposed you too soon, the attacks would have crushed you. The weight would have broken you. But he loved you too much to let that happen. So he let you be overlooked. He allowed the doors to close. He permitted the silence, not to punish but to preserve. Because oil takes time, and glory requires crushing. You, chosen one, carry the kind of oil that threatens systems, that disturbs principalities, that breaks generational curses. And oil like that only comes from pressing, from seasons of pain that no one else knew about, from nights of surrender when all you had left was a whisper, God, don't leave me like this. And he didn't. He never left you, even when you couldn't feel him, even when you questioned his timing, Even when you wondered if the promise had passed you by, He was there. He is still there. And what He started in you, He is faithful to finish. That is written in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. This is not just poetic language. This is legal declaration from heaven's court. You were set apart before birth. Your difference didn't begin in childhood trauma, it began in eternity. And now that reality is catching up to your destiny. This is why darkness tried to snatch you early. The attacks that came in your youth weren't random. The enemy recognized your anointing before you even knew how to spell your own name. He knew if you ever made it to this point awake, alive, and aligned his grip on your family, your bloodline, your region, would break. So he tried to stop you in seed form, but he failed. You are still here, and your survival is your sign. You are proof that the plan of the enemy has limits. That grace is greater than trauma. That destiny is stronger than delay. You are evidence that God finishes what He starts, even when the process looks like chaos. Chosen one. The weight you carry is not ordinary. That's why your process couldn't be either. Your journey may not look like others. Your story may be messy. But every chapter, every setback, every scar is part of the testimony that will set others free. You are not just walking into freedom for yourself. You are blazing a trail. You are breaking open a path that others will walk behind you on. And when they ask, "How did you survive all that?" you'll simply say, "Because I was chosen." Chosen one. Do you understand now why darkness came for you so early? Before you knew how to pray, you were already being attacked. Before you could even form a sentence, the war had already begun. You were born into battle, not because God forgot you, but because hell recognized you. There was a glow in your spirit from the moment you arrived. You carried something that couldn't be explained. That's why the enemy moved so quickly. He tried to stop you before you ever discovered who you are. And even now, as you hear this, something deep in your spirit is remembering. That pain you experienced in childhood, that wasn't just circumstance. It was strategic. The rejection, the fear, the chaos, those were weapons launched early to break your identity before it could form. But what Satan didn't calculate was your resilience. What he didn't see coming was the grace God placed on your life to survive the strike. You weren't supposed to make it this far, but you did. And that alone proves that your story isn't over. It's just beginning. There's been a fight for your soul since the beginning, because your soul carries access points for generations. What you carry in your DNA is rare. You don't just break curses, you birth legacies. And if the enemy could have stolen that, he would have silenced not only you, but everything destined to come through you. That's why the warfare felt personal, because it was. The enemy doesn't waste strategy on empty vessels, but you're full of fire. You carry something sacred. You disrupt darkness by existing, and every time you worship, every time you forgive, every time you choose God over comfort, you cause tremors in the realm of the unseen. Chosen one. Hear this clearly. You are a target because you are a threat. But here is the good news. What came against you failed. What tried to destroy you only revealed you. What tried to silence you only trained you to hear the voice of God more clearly. You've come through trauma not with bitterness, but with power. You've been betrayed, but still believe. That's not weakness, that's warrior strength. That's what it looks like when a chosen vessel gets back up again. Some of you have wondered why your life has felt like one long battle. You've asked God, when does it get easier? And He's saying to you now, I didn't anoint you for easy. I anointed you for impact. Because of that, your life has come under pressure. But pressure doesn't just crush, it creates diamonds, oil, fire. And now, after all the pressing, you're about to walk in the very thing that tried to destroy you. We find in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 37, in all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us. More than conquerors, not barely hanging on, not crawling through life, not spiritually dehydrated, but walking in overcoming power, not because you never got hurt, but because you didn't let the hurt redefine who you are. God is raising you up to be a visible sign of His mercy, His healing, and His authority in the earth. You don't just represent survival, you represent revival. And every tear, every ache, every unanswered prayer is now turning into prophetic oil. You are not only walking out of this, you are walking out with spoils. The enemy took his best shot, and you're still here. So now, it's your move. Right now, I want you to do something bold, something prophetic. I want you to type in the comments, I'm still here. Let the enemy see it. Let every demon that tried to silence you read it. Let the realm of darkness know that you are still standing, still anointed, and still chosen. This is not just a comment, it's a confirmation that what was meant to destroy you has only awakened you. Type it now, I'm still here. And let those 3 words echo into the spirit realm. Your life is a living testimony. Your survival is not random. It is evidence. It is proof that God's hand never left you. And now, the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead is quickening you. You're not going back. You're not breaking down. You are rising with clarity, with conviction, and with a crown. Chosen one. Take this moment seriously. You've come too far to forget who you are. You are not your pain. You are not your past. You are marked, molded, and made for such a time as this. The battle came early, but so did the angels. You were never alone. And the war over your life proves just how dangerous your destiny truly is. Comment, I'm still here. Because that alone is the enemy's greatest fear. The angels have been unleashed, not in myth, not in metaphor, but in real, spiritual reality right now, on your behalf. There is movement in the heavenlies that you cannot see, but your spirit can feel, that stirring deep inside you, that sense that something is shifting. It is not emotional hype. It is the manifestation of divine reinforcement, because heaven never calls without preparing protection. And you, chosen one, have just entered the realm of divine backing. Angels don't come for entertainment. They don't move without instruction. When heaven sends them, it is because something sacred is unfolding, something that requires spiritual force. You are stepping into something so weighty that it demands supernatural escort. You didn't earn this. You didn't manipulate it. This was ordered before you were even born. The hosts of heaven are not passive. They are strategic. They are militant. They are precise. And when the scroll of your life was opened, when the command was given and your name echoed in glory, they responded. Swiftly, obediently, fully aware of what is at stake in your journey. You are not just protected, you are accompanied. The path you're walking now has been cleared by invisible hands. The doors you thought would never open are already creaking under the weight of angelic movement. You don't need to push, just walk. Just believe. The pressure you've felt lately hasn't been about resistance. It's been about preparation. When God dispatches angels, it's never for something minor. It's for moments of transition. And that's exactly where you are, on the threshold of what you've been praying for, weeping for, waiting for. That's why the warfare has intensified, because every time there is movement in heaven, there is retaliation in hell. The enemy senses what's coming, and he is terrified. But you have nothing to fear. It is written in the second book of Kings, chapter 6, verse 16, "Do not be afraid." The prophet answered, "Those who are with us are more than those who are with them." Endu. This was not just poetic comfort, it was a literal truth. The servant could not see what Elisha already knew. The angels had surrounded them. And today, the same applies to you. Your eyes may not see the host, but they are there, warring, guarding, guiding, and more importantly, they are assigned. Angels are not drifting entities. They are messengers and warriors with clear purpose. And when God gives an order concerning you, they obey it with unwavering precision. They know your name. They know your destiny. And they have been given charge over your mission. That's why you can't afford to live small anymore. You weren't designed for average. You weren't called to settle. The angels are not fighting for you so you can live in defeat, in fear, or in spiritual apathy. They are moving because heaven sees what's ahead, and it is greater than what is behind you. You didn't survive this long just to survive. You've been equipped for influence. You've been prepared to carry a weight that breaks generational chains. And now, the atmosphere around you is being rearranged to make way for divine fulfillment. Your obedience is the key that unlocks it. Your yes is the door. The angels are waiting to guard. This is not about being perfect. This is about being postured. Are you positioned to walk where they are leading? Are you aligned with the voice that sent them? Because this next move won't be won through talent, connections, or effort. It will be won through surrender. The angels aren't coming to entertain your preferences. They are here to enforce heaven's plan. And that plan requires your participation. Chosen one. You have to understand the weight of this moment. The battles you are stepping into will not be fought in your own strength. The breakthroughs that are coming cannot be strategized into existence. They are spiritual. And the only way to walk in them is through alignment with God's voice. This is where your discernment must rise. This is where your ears must tune to the frequency of heaven, because the angels aren't just moving for any voice, they're moving in response to divine command. When your voice echoes what heaven is speaking, the atmosphere shifts. Doors open, chains break, enemies fall. And make no mistake, hell is watching. Demons recognize divine activity, and they tremble. That's why some people around you have suddenly changed. That's why atmospheres feel heavier. It's not just life, it's resistance. But don't fear it. It's proof that heaven is near. The angels haven't come to visit. They've come to establish, to defend what's being birthed in your life. The covering around you is not symbolic, it is active. Move like one who is guarded by fire. Speak like one who is surrounded by heaven's army. Think like one who cannot be overtaken. The more you understand who walks with you, the less you will fear what rises against you. You were never alone. And now you walk with divine reinforcements. You are surrounded by fire. Chosen one. The atmosphere around you is not ordinary. Right now, there are flames in the unseen realm, heavenly fire burning in response to your obedience, your tears, your worship, and your warfare. This is not symbolic. This is spiritual reality. The presence of God does not arrive quietly. It comes in wind, in thunder, and in fire. What you carry is dangerous to darkness. That's why it feels like you've been walking through heat lately. That's why things intensified when you decided to consecrate, to seek God more, to separate yourself from what was draining you. You stepped out of the crowd, and suddenly the heat turned up. That's not a coincidence. That's proof that the flame is real. You're not just walking through fire. You are surrounded by it. But not the kind that consumes you. The kind that guards you. The kind that marks you. The kind that cleanses everything around you that doesn't belong in your next season. Because what's ahead of you demands purity. Heaven will not allow anything contaminated to ride on your calling. That fire is not punishment, it's preparation. Just like the bush Moses encountered, you are burning but not consumed. People have watched your life, expecting you to fall apart. But they didn't know what was keeping you was not human strength, it was glory. You are a walking miracle. Not because you haven't been through pain, but because you should have been destroyed by it. And yet here you are, standing, chosen, and surrounded by fire. Do you remember what the Lord did for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? They were thrown into the furnace, bound, condemned, rejected by man, sentenced to death. But what happened? The Word of God declares in the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 25, "Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods." You see, the fire wasn't the enemy, it was the encounter. The place they tried to kill you in is where Jesus met you. The very thing the enemy sent to destroy you became the place of your revelation. That's why the flames didn't touch you, because you were never alone. God was in the fire with you. And now, that fire follows you. You are surrounded by divine protection. God's presence has wrapped around you like a shield. Your prayers built an atmosphere. Your surrender activated angelic movement. Your obedience lit the flame. And now the enemy can't reach you like he used to because you are untouchable in the spirit. You don't need to announce your fire. The atmosphere feels it. Demons recognize it. People around you sense it. That's why some withdraw from you. That's why some try to control or question you. It's not personal, it's spiritual. The fire reveals. The fire separates. The fire purifies. Don't apologize for the heat. Don't tone down your intensity. Don't dim your flame to make others feel safe in their lukewarmness. You didn't ask for this fire. You were chosen to carry it. It's not pride, it's responsibility. You're carrying something that costs too much to pretend it's casual. The anointing on your life has been forged in tears, warfare, silence, and surrender. You walk with the kind of fire that shifts rooms, that silences confusion, that exposes hidden agendas. Your presence unsettles anything that isn't aligned with truth, and that's not arrogance. That's anointing. But fire must be stewarded. Don't waste it on distractions. Don't pour it out on bitterness. Let it do what it was sent to do, consume what doesn't belong, and light the way for others coming behind you. You're not just burning for yourself. You're burning for those who are watching, wondering if they too can make it through the fire. And they will, because you did. Chosen one. If this word is confirming what your spirit has been sensing, take a moment, just a moment, and respond. Like this message, not for popularity, but as a sign of agreement. Share it if you know someone else is walking through fire and needs to be reminded that they're not alone. And subscribe not out of routine, but because you've found a voice that speaks into your calling. Stay connected. Stay covered. The flames around you aren't just burning, they're building something. You are fire tested. You are fire guarded. You are fire carried. And nothing that walks in flesh can quench what God has ignited in you. Chosen one, you've come too far to give in now. This is the point where many fall back. The pressure rises. The warfare intensifies. The silence grows heavy. And the enemy begins whispering again. It's not working. Nothing's changing. You might as well quit. But you must understand this is not the time to collapse. This is the moment to climb. Don't you dare give in. You didn't fight your way through the wilderness just to die on the edge of the promise. You didn't break curses, walk through fire, and survive the early assassination attempts of the enemy just to stop now. Everything in you may feel exhausted, but this is exactly where strength from heaven kicks in. This is where angels lean in closer. This is where destiny draws its sword. The tension you feel right now is proof that breakthrough is near. You've entered what many fear the threshold, the moment between everything you've walked through and everything you're about to walk into. It's the narrow gate. It's the final push before something shifts. And in this place, your greatest enemy is not darkness, it's weariness. If the enemy can't destroy you, he'll try to drain you. That's why you must guard your strength like treasure. Your strength isn't physical, it's spiritual. It's rooted in hope. And hope is a dangerous weapon because even a sliver of it can light up an entire battlefield. If you still have hope, you still have access to power. If you can whisper, God, I trust you, you've already won more than hell can handle. It is written in the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Do you hear that? If we do not give up. Not if you're perfect. Not if you're flawless. Not if you have it all figured out. But if you don't quit. If you don't surrender your post. If you hold your ground, even shaking, even exhausted, even in tears, you will reap. The enemy knows this. That's why he sends the fatigue. That's why he delays the answer. That's why everything seems quiet, right, when you finally decide to obey. Because he knows that if you ever break through this layer of resistance, nothing can stop you. He can't reverse the call. He can't cancel your assignment. His only option is to wear you out. But chosen one, listen, you are stronger than you think. You've already overcome things that were meant to bury you. You've endured seasons where others gave up. And even now, though your body is tired and your soul is stretched, you are still awake. You still hear the voice. You still feel the fire. You are still standing. And because of that, you are dangerous. This is not your end. This is your proving ground. This is the valley where warriors are tested. This is the silence that comes before the trumpet blast. This is the moment where you decide, will I bow or will I rise? The kingdom is watching. Angels are standing at attention. Heaven has not turned its face from you, it has drawn near. But there is something you must do. You must refuse to retreat. Let this be your declaration: I will not give in. Not because you feel strong, but because you know who stands beside you. You are not walking alone. The same God who breathed life into your lungs walks every step with you. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the grave lives inside of you. You are not abandoned. You are not outnumbered. You are anointed for this. You are also being watched by those who will rise after you. There are people attached to your endurance, people who will be set free by your decision to press forward. So when you stay in the fight, you're not just fighting for yourself. You're fighting for every soul your testimony will touch. And because of that, you will not fall back. Right now, if this word is piercing your spirit and stirring something deep inside you, respond. Take one simple prophetic action. Comment the number 444 below. That number symbolizes divine protection, angelic presence, and firm foundation. It marks this moment as a turning point where you say, I will endure, I will not give in. Not, let the realm of darkness see your agreement. Let heaven record your faith. Comment 444 as a sign that even under pressure, you will not break. You are chosen, you are tested, but you are undefeated. And the enemy's worst mistake was letting you live long enough to hear this. The mantle you carry is not light, it is weighty, divine, and undeniable. You didn't ask for it. You didn't chase after it. And yet, it found you. Or more accurately, He chose you. God chose you to carry something sacred through the generations. You are not walking through life with casual purpose. You are walking with a mantle. And mantles, chosen one, change everything. A mantle is not fashion. It's not style. It's not applause or platform. It is burden. It is responsibility. It is fire wrapped in obedience. And when it rests on someone, it alters atmospheres. You are not just different, you are appointed. You don't just influence, you interrupt demonic patterns. You don't just walk into rooms, you cause things to shift. That's why you've never been able to blend in. That's why nothing about your journey has been conventional. Because mantles don't allow you to be comfortable. They place you in situations where what's inside you must rise or collapse. But you haven't collapsed. You've been pressed, but not crushed. Struck down, but not destroyed. And that is the evidence of the mantle. Mantles are not always visible to the natural eye, but the spiritual realm recognizes them. Hell recognizes them. When you speak, demons tremble, not because of your voice, but because of what covers you. The mantle God placed on your life is not made of cloth. It's woven from prayer, pain, perseverance, and prophetic timing. When Elijah threw his mantle on Elisha, Elisha immediately understood what it meant. It wasn't a compliment. It was a call to leave comfort, a call to leave predictability, a call to step into a life of walking closely with power, with sacrifice, and with weight. And now, that same call is resting on you. It may not make sense to those around you. People may wonder why you've shifted, why you've pulled back from certain crowds, why your interests have changed, why your appetite for the things of the world has dried up. It's not because you're acting better than, it's because the mantle has matured you. You cannot engage in childish things when a prophetic mantle is on your life. You cannot waste words, waste time, or waste oil. There is something too holy resting on you now, and that is a beautiful burden. The word of the Lord speaks in the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the broken-hearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives. Now, this isn't just a verse. This is your description. The mantle you carry isn't for self-glory, it's for setting captives free, for lifting others out of bondage, for walking into broken spaces and becoming a vessel of healing. That's why your life has been full of contradiction, because the oil had to be proven through pain. God did not choose the loudest, the most popular, or the most polished. He chose the willing. He chose the ones who would say yes through the tears. He chose the ones who would obey without understanding. He chose the ones who would surrender the applause of man for the approval of heaven. And that is you. You've said yes. Even when it cost you friends, you've stayed faithful. Even when doors didn't open, you've pressed in. Even when the wilderness felt endless. And now the mantle that has been forming in secret is beginning to manifest in power. You are not stepping into ministry, you're stepping into mandate. You are not chasing position, you're answering prophetic placement. Mantles don't just affect the person who carries them. They shape regions. They stir reform. They break cycles. When you walk under this mantle, heaven moves when you move. Your life is no longer about convenience. It's about consecration. Don't downplay what rests on you, even when others don't affirm it, even when it feels heavy, even when you wish for a simpler path. The mantle is real, and the God who placed it on your shoulders walks with you through every fire, every storm, and every battle. You're not walking in pride, you're walking in purpose. You're not burdened, you're entrusted. And God doesn't place mantles on empty vessels. He places them on those who've been forged in fire. So walk carefully. Walk boldly. Walk with the weight of knowing that your life is not small. You carry a mantle that shifts history. There comes a time in the life of every chosen one when delay no longer means denial but divine release. You've been waiting, watching, praying, believing, and at times wondering if God heard you at all. Seasons have passed. Doors have seemed locked. Promises, whispered long ago, have not yet arrived in your hands. But the heavens have not been deaf to your cries. The silence was not absence. It was preparation. You weren't waiting for your breakthrough. Your breakthrough was waiting for you. Because there are things heaven will not release until you are positioned properly. God does not give premature blessings. He gives perfectly timed ones. The delay wasn't punishment, it was a shield. There were places you would have run to before maturity could sustain the weight. There were people who surrounded you then who would have polluted the promise. So heaven held it back, not to hurt you, but to protect the glory attached to your name. But now, something is shifting. The tension you feel is not confusion, it's the stretching of divine timing as it begins to unfold. Heaven is loosening what was once withheld. Things that were once blocked are being cleared. Conversations that were once cold are suddenly ignited. Dreams that sat dormant in your spirit are beginning to burn again. That is not nostalgia. That is prophetic movement. You're not imagining the change, you're entering it. And this won't be slow. The season ahead will be marked by suddenlies. The things that took years to pray for will happen in moments. The things you thought would take decades will align in divine days. God is not bound by time. He redeems it. And now, because you stayed faithful, you're about to recover years in months. You will not be the same person by this time next year. Not because of striving, but because of surrender. It is written in the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 13, "The days are coming, declares the Lord, when the reaper will be overtaken by the plowman and the planter by the one treading grapes." And do you see what that means? The harvest will come so fast it will overtake the process. In the natural, planting and harvesting take time. But in the spiritual, when divine release comes, God collapses timelines. What took others 10 years, you'll do in 2. What they struggled for, you'll be graced for. Not because you're better, but because you've been prepared. Chosen one. Your delay was divine. And what you've learned in the waiting is priceless. You've learned how to discern God's voice, how to walk without answers, how to obey when no one clapped. You've learned stillness. You've learned warfare. You've learned how to stand when the ground beneath you shook. And now, the very ground you stood on is being given to you. The authority you gained in private is about to produce public fruit. The prayers you prayed in secret are about to be answered in the open. The nights you labored in tears are about to break forth in songs of deliverance. God never forgets faithfulness. He never ignores obedience. And when it's time, He makes everything new. The divine pause was not a no. It was a holy, not yet. Because true blessing must meet prepared hands. Now your hands have been humbled. They've been emptied. They've been trained. And now they're ready to hold what heaven is sending. And what's coming won't be partial. It won't be temporary. It will be full, established, and sealed by God Himself. But hear this clearly. Do not rush the moment. Walk carefully. You've waited too long to sabotage this with haste. Let God unfold it, not your impatience. Don't chase open doors, walk through the ones that He opens. Don't fight for visibility. He will reveal what needs to be seen. Your only job is to stay aligned, to stay in step, and to stay surrendered. Because what's coming is not small. It's legacy shifting, territory gaining, atmosphere altering, and heaven has already begun moving things into place. Your name is being mentioned in rooms you've never entered. Your obedience has opened scrolls in heaven. Your faithfulness has triggered angelic release. And now, you will see what others only talk about. You will carry what others only dream of. And even in the moments where doubt whispers again, remember this: what's coming is not delayed, it's already in motion. It's not waiting on God. It's waiting on you to believe. The delay is over. The fulfillment has begun. Chosen one. Your words are not just expressions, they are weapons. You've been underestimated, even by yourself. You've looked in the mirror and questioned your strength. But the true power of a chosen one doesn't rest in appearance, volume, or visibility. It rests in authority. And your authority, whether you realize it or not, is activated through your voice. Your words carry weight in the spirit realm. When you speak under the influence of the Holy Spirit, things shift, chains break, fear bows, atmospheres respond, demons flee. You may not see it with your natural eyes, but in the unseen, your declarations are like lightning striking with precision, backed by heaven's endorsement. And this is why the enemy has fought so hard to silence you. He didn't just want your emotions. He wanted your voice. He wanted to shut your mouth in worship. He wanted to keep you from declaring truth. Because every time you open your mouth in alignment with God, something moves. Heaven responds to faith. And faith is not just felt, it's spoken. Scripture says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." This is not metaphor. This is law. Life and death are not passive. They are transferred by sound. And when you open your mouth and speak what God has said, you release that same life into the earth. You echo the decree of heaven. That's why the enemy wants to wear you down in silence, because your silence is his gain. But that ends now. No more swallowing truth to keep the peace. No more hiding your convictions to avoid confrontation. No more playing small with words that carry resurrection power. God has trusted you with a mouth, and that mouth is a gate. When you open it, you either let in life or allow death to linger. Chosen one, speak as one who knows the weight of their words. Speak to the atmosphere when fear rises. Speak over your home when warfare surrounds it. Speak over your body when sickness tries to claim it. Speak over your mind when confusion enters. You are not helpless. You are not voiceless. You have been authorized. Some of you have forgotten how to speak in faith. You've prayed silently. You've endured quietly. But now is the season to prophesy. Not just to believe, but to declare. Not just to wish, but to command. There is a lion in your lungs, and it's time for the roar to rise again. You've been walking in survival mode long enough, but now the mantle on your life is demanding your voice rise to match your identity. You are not called to echo the world. You are called to announce heaven, to shake ground with what God has placed inside you. And that begins with your words. Even Jesus, when confronting the enemy in the wilderness, didn't argue. He declared, "It is written," became his weapon. And the moment those words left his lips, the atmosphere shifted. Temptation lost its grip. The enemy had no reply. Do you understand the power you carry? You've been speaking survival long enough. Now it's time to speak authority. Speak breakthrough. Speak freedom. Speak peace. Speak fire. There are things that will not move until your voice aligns with heaven. There are assignments that will not activate until your mouth opens with faith. There are miracles waiting for you to call them forth. There are angels positioned to move when they hear your declaration. But they don't respond to silence. They respond to faith-filled speech. It is time to reclaim your authority in the Spirit. Time to speak as one who is backed by the kingdom of God. No more letting circumstances dictate your language. Let your language dictate your circumstances. Let your faith lead, not follow. You don't have to scream. You don't have to be poetic. You just have to believe what you say. And when your belief matches God's word, your words become arrows. Arrows that pierce through darkness. Arrows that destroy lies. Arrows that bring life where death tried to reign. So, right now, take one step of faith. Declare in the comments, "I speak life." End for 3 simple words. But when typed with belief, they send tremors through the kingdom of darkness. That comment is not just engagement, it's agreement. A prophetic act. A line in the sand that says, "My mouth is no longer a battlefield for doubt. It is a vessel of life." End for. Type it now. "I speak life." And then speak it again over your home, your future, your calling. Let the roar return. Your words carry fire. Use them, chosen one. There is a scroll in heaven with your name on it. Not metaphorically, literally. A heavenly record that carries the blueprint of your calling, your assignment. And the reason you were sent to this earth at this exact moment in history. You are not wandering blindly through life. There is a divine design, written by the hand of God. And angels are moving according to it. Everything you've walked through, the pain, the delays, the confusion was not aimless. It was all part of what has been written concerning you. And heaven does not lose its record. Even when you forget who you are, heaven never does. Even when your faith wavers, the scroll still holds your name. Even when you detour or delay, the assignment remains intact. This scroll is why the warfare came early. The enemy caught a glimpse of it. He saw what God wrote about you. He couldn't read every word, but he saw enough to panic, enough to know you were dangerous, enough to know that if you ever stepped into agreement with your scroll, whole regions would shift. So he sent distractions. He launched confusion. He stirred up people around you. He even tried to make you forget the fire you once carried. But no matter how deep the darkness, the scroll was not erased. It was preserved, protected in the archives of eternity. And now, it is being read aloud in the heavens. There are angels assigned to your scroll. They don't move at random. They move at command. And when your spirit begins to align with what has been written, heaven responds. The assignments attached to your life become activated. Things that seemed dormant start to wake up. Gifts begin to stir. Prophetic dreams return. Direction becomes clear. You're not lost. You're being realigned. It is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 16. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. This is confirmation that your life is not accidental. Every day, every breath, every battle already written, already seen, already accounted for. And now, you're stepping into a season where heaven is flipping pages. Acceleration is coming because the scroll is advancing. You're about to live in what you thought you only dreamed of. There are divine appointments waiting ahead of you. Key moments written by God's hand that carry irreversible favor. Doors that no man can shut. Connections that will feel divinely orchestrated. They won't be forced, they'll be fluid. Because you're not chasing opportunities anymore. You're walking in assignment. But there is one condition: alignment. You must walk in rhythm with the one who wrote your scroll. No more distractions. No more detours. The time for casual faith has ended. Your scroll is too significant to treat your life like it's common. There is no more room for double-mindedness. You can't serve your feelings and your future at the same time. Chosen one. Now is the time to lean in. Listen closely. Move deliberately. Speak carefully. The Spirit of God is calling you back to what He originally intended. Not the version religion tried to mold you into. Not the version wounded people tried to label you as. But the original design, the one God dreamed up when He formed you in secret. You may feel unqualified, but your scroll says anointed. You may feel broken, but your scroll says healed. You may feel forgotten, but your scroll says sent. And as you align with that truth, angels move into position. Things begin to happen that no one can explain. Doors open that others couldn't kick through. What took others a lifetime will happen quickly for you, not because of luck, but because of divine sequence. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are not random. You are remembered. You are not forgotten. You are foretold. And right now, if this word is confirming something deep in your spirit, don't keep it to yourself. Share this with someone you know carries weight in the spirit but has forgotten their scroll. Help them remember. You are part of a generation of awakened ones, those who remember who they are and why they were sent. Like this message, if your spirit bears witness, subscribe so you don't miss what's unfolding, because the next scrolls are already turning. What's ahead will require you to be fully awake, fully ready, fully aligned. The scroll with your name is being read. The question now is, will you answer what was written? You walk among warriors. You may feel alone at times, misunderstood, isolated, unseen. But in the realm of the Spirit, you are not walking through this calling by yourself. Scattered across the earth are others just like you, chosen, marked, pressed, refined. People who carry weight in silence, intercede in hidden places, and war not for applause, but for alignment. You are not the only one, and you were never meant to be. There is a remnant, a hidden army rising not with fame, not with titles, but with authority. These are the ones heaven has been preparing in caves, in deserts, in long silent seasons where no one was watching but God. You are part of that company. You may not have realized it, but everything you've walked through has trained you to stand among them. The remnant is not loud, but they are lethal in the spirit. They carry unshakable discernment. They don't chase platforms. They don't need external validation. They are dangerous not because of who sees them, but because of who sent them. These are not the casual believers. These are the ones who see in the dark, who weep for nations, who fast in secret and pray until chains fall off people they've never met. And God is bringing them together. You are being aligned not just with your purpose, but with your tribe. There are people you haven't met yet who carry pieces of your assignment. You were never meant to complete your calling alone. That is why the warfare intensified as you drew closer to divine connection. The enemy knows what happens when the chosen ones gather, because one anointed vessel can shake a room, but a company of them can shake nations. There are divine friendships, spiritual partnerships, prophetic alliances being forged in this hour. You are being connected by the Spirit, not by similarity, but by shared assignment. These won't be superficial relationships. These will be divine alignments, the kind where your spirits recognize each other before your names are even exchanged. These are the days when Elijahs find their Elishas, when Esthers find their Mordecais, when Davids find their mighty men. No more walking in isolation when God has prepared partnership. No more carrying burdens alone that were meant to be lifted by covenant. You are not just a warrior. You are part of a warrior lineage, a prophetic bloodline that spans generations, nations, and callings. It is written in the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 1, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders." You are surrounded by heaven, yes, but also by those walking the earth right now with the same fire, the same ache, the same mantle. You've cried out for understanding, and God is answering by connecting you with those who carry similar scars and similar assignments. You won't have to explain yourself to them. They'll see you. You won't have to convince them. They'll already know, because God Himself is orchestrating these unions. This is why you had to walk away from counterfeit connections, from people who tolerated your calling but didn't truly honor it, from circles that felt safe but were spiritually shallow. God broke those ties because they couldn't carry what you carry. They weren't bad people, but they weren't your people. Your people. The true warriors carry swords in the spirit and oil in their hearts. They know what it means to bleed and still bless, to intercede while being overlooked, to burn quietly when no one claps. And when you walk with them, you won't feel drained, you'll feel ignited. The days of isolation were not wasted. They were consecration. But now, God is drawing His warriors together, from cities and nations, backgrounds and denominations, from different tongues and tribes, but one spirit, because the days ahead require unity in the spirit, not just uniformity in appearance. God is building a body that breathes in the rhythms of heaven. You may not know their names yet, but they're coming. You'll recognize them by the sound in their voice, the weight in their walk, the stillness in their presence. You'll know them not because of status, but because of spiritual signature. And when you do, honor them, walk with them, lock shields, because this is not a solo mission. This is a spiritual movement. You walk among warriors now. Act like it. Pray like it. Live like it. Chosen one. You are under divine surveillance. There are eyes on you, but not the kind you think. Not the eyes of critics. Not the watchers waiting for you to fail. Not the audience of culture or the shallow praise of man. No. This is something much higher. You are being watched by heaven. God has His eyes on you. Angels are tracking your steps. The Spirit is hovering over your decisions. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Awareness that you are living every moment under the gaze of a Father who has written your name into His eternal plan. A God who watches not to condemn, but to cover. Heaven is not distant from you. The Lord is not indifferent. You are not unnoticed. Every time you resisted temptation, heaven saw. Every time you said yes when your flesh said no, it was recorded. Every time you forgave when you had every reason to grow bitter, it moved angels into motion. Your faithfulness in silence was never invisible. There is a holy attention on your life right now. Not because of what you've done perfectly, but because of what you've done faithfully. This is not paranoia. This is prophetic awareness. A divine reality that your steps are ordered. Your words are weighed. And your obedience is witnessed. It is written in the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 16, verse 9. For the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to Him. Oh, He is looking not for perfection, but for commitment, for those whose hearts have stayed faithful even in delay, for those who haven't bowed to the idols of culture, for those who still burn, even when no one's watching. And when He finds them, He strengthens them. You are one of them. You've been through seasons where it felt like heaven was silent, where prayers echoed with no reply, where obedience seemed to cost more than disobedience. But the entire time, you were being watched by eyes that never looked away. God does not lose track of the ones He calls. He does not abandon the ones He anoints. In fact, the more intense the silence, the greater the surveillance. When you were on the verge of giving up, He watched over your soul. When you stumbled but got back up, He took notice. When you broke, but still whispered, I trust you. He saw it, and it moved him. That kind of surrender shakes heaven and silences hell. And now, the weight of his attention is increasing, because this is not just another moment in your life. This is a divine pivot, a turning point, a place of unlocking. The heavens are watching closely, not to punish, but to perform, to release what was reserved for the faithful, to open what was shut to the rebellious. You've passed tests that others failed, and now heaven is responding. But there is something you must understand. When God watches, He also weighs. He weighs your motives. He weighs your choices. He measures the gap between your confession and your character, not to expose you, but to purify you. Because what He's about to release on your life cannot be carried by mixture. It must be pure. It must be holy. And it must be real. He is watching not to restrict you, but to ready you, chosen one. You are being groomed for something greater. This season requires awareness, not anxiety. You must walk like one who knows they are covered by glory and held accountable by grace. You are not under surveillance to be caught. You are under surveillance to be commissioned. Heaven is watching, but so is hell. Hell is watching because the enemy can smell proximity. He senses how close you are to manifestation. He knows that if you survive this level of pressure, you'll become unshakable. That's why the distractions have increased. That's why the isolation feels deeper. That's why the attacks seem more personal. But they cannot touch what God has sealed. You're not just being watched, you are being preserved. The fire around your life is not to destroy you. It's to burn away what cannot go with you. The surveillance is spiritual, and it's sacred. It means you are marked. It means you are trusted. It means you are being prepared to carry more. Right now, if your spirit is bearing witness to this, respond with a prophetic number in the comments. Comment 555 to declare, I know I'm seen by heaven. The number 555 symbolizes divine grace in transition. It marks a moment of supernatural movement and angelic attention. Don't let it pass. Comment 555 as a signal to heaven and a warning to hell. I'm not hidden. I'm not forgotten. I'm watched and I'm ready. End of 4. Walk in that awareness. Speak with that awareness. Live as one under the eyes of God. Heaven's urgent assignment has been activated over your life. This is not a suggestion. It's not a seasonal encouragement. It's a heavenly directive. The weight you've been feeling, that's the sound of responsibility being transferred into your spirit. There is something that must be done in your generation. And God has placed part of the burden on you. You may feel inadequate, unworthy, unprepared. But those feelings don't cancel the assignment, they confirm it. God doesn't give world-shifting mandates to the proud, the arrogant, or the self-reliant. He entrusts them to the broken, the surrendered, and the willing. That's why you were chosen. Not because you were ready, but because you said yes. The assignment cannot wait. Heaven is no longer operating on a soft timeline. There is an urgency in the spirit. The harvest is ready. Souls are on the edge. Cycles must be broken, and strongholds must be shattered. There are people attached to your voice, your obedience, your presence. And every day you delay is a day the enemy occupies ground that belongs to the kingdom. You don't have time to wrestle with distractions. You don't have time to wonder what people will think. You don't have time to play it safe or postpone your calling. The kingdom is advancing, and heaven is calling you into position. The Spirit of the Lord is saying, move now. This is not about platform. It's not about spotlight. It's about obedience. The urgency you feel isn't anxiety, it's assignment. It's heaven shaking your spirit, reminding you that you were not sent to simply survive. You were sent to advance. You were sent to carry truth, to confront darkness, to live holy in a culture of compromise. This is the hour of decisive obedience, the type of obedience that doesn't wait for convenience, the kind that doesn't wait for clarity to be perfect or for conditions to feel favorable. You're not waiting on another sign. You're not waiting on more confirmation. You're not waiting until you feel ready. You are already anointed, and heaven is watching for your movement. It was proclaimed in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 18, when I say to a wicked person, you will surely die, and you do not warn them or speak out, I will hold you accountable for their blood. That's not fear-based motivation. That's heavenly weight. There are lives hanging in the balance. Assignments that won't be completed if you remain silent. Words you've been given that must be spoken. Prayers you've been holding that must be released. There is urgency in your scroll, and it is time to act on it. Delay is disobedience in disguise. Many think waiting is wisdom, but there comes a point where waiting becomes rebellion. Not loud rebellion, but silent hesitation. Passive resistance. When God says, move, and we analyze instead of obey, we place the logic of man above the voice of the Spirit. And that, chosen one, is dangerous ground. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being postured. God's not asking you to know everything. He's asking you to respond. He'll give you the next step, but he won't give it until you move on the last one he already gave. The river of divine momentum only flows through motion. You've prayed, God, use me. No. Now heaven responds. Then go. Go where he sends. Speak what he places on your heart. Serve where he directs you. Give when he prompts. Fast when he calls. Repent when he convicts. The window is open, but it won't stay open forever. The assignment is real, and the urgency is holy. You may think, but I'm just one person. And so was Moses. So was Esther. So was David. So was Mary. God has always used the one to shift the many. And now that one is you, you've been preserved for this, trained for this, pruned for this. Your wilderness wasn't wasted, it was preparation. Your scars weren't in vain, they're proof that you've survived what others couldn't. And now your voice, your life, your obedience has become a weapon in heaven's hand. Do not take this lightly. There is a heavenly clock counting down, not in fear, but in purpose. There are things God has appointed for your hands, and no one else can do them like you can. If you stay silent, the rocks will cry out, but your reward will not follow disobedience. It's not just your life on the line. It's everyone connected to your yes. You have a window, and right now, it is open. Heaven's eyes are on you. The assignment is active, and the time is now. God's voice is roaring through you. You don't always feel it. You don't always recognize it. But your mouth has been set apart for more than conversation. It's been marked as a vessel of declaration. This is not ordinary speech. This is the kind of speaking that shakes the unseen, the kind that shifts rooms, rewrites atmospheres, and pierces spiritual strongholds. You, chosen one, were never just meant to talk, you were meant to speak. And when you do, something eternal happens. There are those whose words fill time, but your words were designed to fill space, to take territory, to steer repentance, to usher in deliverance. The roar of God within you was forged in fire. You didn't get this by accident. It came through silence, obedience, long nights of surrender, and deep seasons of pressing. You learned not just to speak, but to listen. And from that place of holy silence, God began to plant his voice inside of you. Now, it stirs, it builds, it waits, because he doesn't just want to speak to you, he wants to speak through you. This is why the enemy has tried to strangle your expression, why you've battled doubt, insecurity, and silence, why you've been afraid to step into your full boldness. Because hell knows, the day you truly open your mouth in obedience is the day cycles begin to break, not just in you, but in everyone within reach of your voice. You are not speaking to impress. You are speaking to deliver. You are speaking on behalf of a kingdom. You are releasing sound. And in the realm of the Spirit, sound always precedes movement. When God created the world, he did not form it silently. He spoke it into being. And that same Spirit that hovered over the waters now stirs in you. It is written in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, verse 14, because the people have spoken these words. I will make my words in your mouth a fire, and these people the wood it consumes. No, this is not symbolic poetry, it is spiritual reality. When God places his fire in your mouth, it burns away what is false, what is dead, what is hindering the release of his glory. It doesn't always sound pretty, it doesn't always feel safe, but it is pure. You were not called to echo popular opinion. You were called to echo heaven. And heaven is not whispering, it's roaring. The time for watered-down truth has ended. This is the hour of clarity, of confrontation, of holy alignment. And your voice is part of the wave, but you must decide. Will you roar or retreat? Will you speak when God prompts you, or will you bow to the fear of misunderstanding? Will you declare his word in power, or settle for comfort and passivity? Because this mantle on your life requires more than belief. It requires boldness. The world is loud with confusion, but God is raising voices who carry clarity, not noise. Not self-promotion, but clarity. Prophetic voices who speak truth without venom, correction without condemnation, judgment wrapped in mercy. You are not being called to yell, you are being called to roar in authority. And authority doesn't shout. Authority just knows. When Jesus stood before demons, he didn't argue. He didn't prove himself. He spoke, and they fled. Why? Because his words came from identity. And now, you too are being called to speak not from your wounds, but from your wholeness. Not from your trauma, but from your training. Not from emotion, but from encounter. Let the roar of God rise in you again. Let the fear fall away. Let the insecurity dissolve. Let the false humility be stripped. There is no time to be timid, not when souls are searching, not when confusion is rising, not when deception is dressing itself as truth. Your voice is needed, and not your voice alone, but your voice filled with his sound. You may not preach from pulpits, you may not carry titles, but when you speak, heaven listens. When you declare, hell trembles. When you whisper the word of God, angels respond. Do not wait for permission. You've already been commissioned. You are not waiting for validation. You've already been verified by heaven. So speak, declare, prophesy, sing, write, testify. Let his fire out of your mouth, because it was never meant to stay in. You are not just a mouthpiece. You are a roaring instrument of divine purpose. Let it be heard. This battle is not yours alone. You've felt the weight, the fatigue, the silent cry that says, God, I don't know how much more I can carry. You've walked through nights where the heaviness made it hard to even lift your hands, and somewhere deep inside, you've wondered, why does this always feel like a fight I'm losing alone? But hear this, you have never been alone in this battle. Not for 1 second, not through one tear, not in one moment of weakness. Heaven has been backing you from the very beginning. Angels have stood at your side when you couldn't stand on your own. The Spirit of God has whispered strength into your soul when your words ran out. And even now, right now, there is a host of warriors fighting with you and for you. This fight has been brutal because your assignment is critical. The enemy has tried to isolate you so that you'd believe the lie. No one understands. No one sees me. No one is coming. But the truth is that help has already been released. Assistance is not on the way, it's already present. And even more, you are not the only one carrying this fire. You are surrounded by others, like you, others who burn, others who pray, others who war, others who have felt the pressure and refused to fold. There is a remnant, and you are part of it. It is written in the 2nd book of Kings, chapter 6, verse 17. And Elisha prayed, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." Faule. Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills, full of horses and chariots of fire, all around Elisha. What looked like a hopeless battle in the natural was already secured in the spirit, and the same is true for you. If only you could see what surrounds you, the angels with swords drawn, the warriors interceding in the secret place, the cloud of witnesses cheering you on, the power of heaven leaning into your situation with fire and focus. The enemy wanted you to think you were abandoned, so you would surrender your ground. But God says, stand. You are not alone in this. I am fighting with you, and I have sent others to walk beside you. This is not the time to pull back. This is the time to lock arms with the army you didn't even realize you were a part of. The chosen ones are rising not as individuals, but as a body. We may be scattered across cities and nations, but our spirits are united. When one speaks, we all roar. When one weeps, we all feel it. When one breaks through, it's a victory for us all. You're not just fighting for yourself. You're fighting for your bloodline, for your region, for those watching silently from the sidelines, hoping it's possible to live fully surrendered to God. And every time you stand up again, every time you lift your voice in worship, every time you say yes when your flesh screams no, you win ground. But don't carry this alone anymore. Chosen one. This is a call to community, not just a digital audience, but a spiritual alliance, a family of firewalkers, a tribe of warriors who aren't perfect, but who are committed. We lift each other, we sharpen each other, we fight together. And if you felt alone in this battle, let this be your reminder. You belong here. This is your confirmation that you're part of something bigger. And we don't just speak, we move. We don't just pray, we declare. We don't just survive, we advance. If this word has touched your spirit, if you've felt alone in the fight, if your heart has cried out, God, I need to know I'm not the only one, then let this be your moment of connection. Comment below, I'm not alone. Let that declaration echo in the spirit realm. Let it break the lie of isolation. Let it mark your agreement with the truth that heaven is fighting with you and that you are part of a greater move of God. Like this message, if it speaks to the battle you've been facing, share it with someone you know is quietly fighting their own war. Subscribe if you haven't already, because this is more than content. It's covenant. This space is a sanctuary for the chosen ones, a place to remember, recharge, and rise. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not outnumbered. You are part of an army that hell fears. You walk in power you didn't earn, but have been entrusted with. And even on your weakest day, you are backed by the strongest kingdom. Stand tall. Lift your head. The battle may still rage, but the outcome has already been written. Victory. You have been crowned for this generation. Before time began, heaven saw this exact moment in history. God, in his infinite wisdom, looked across the timelines of nations, movements, and generations, and he chose you to walk the earth now. You are not a placeholder. You are not background noise in a crowded world. You are a divine solution to a very specific cry rising from the earth in this hour. There is nothing random about your presence here. Every gift, every burden, every tear you've cried in secret, none of it is wasted. You've been crowned, not with human status, but with heavenly authority, not with the approval of men, but with the seal of God. He placed something on your life that cannot be bought, borrowed, or faked. It is holy, it is weighty, and it is for now. This is not an accident of timing. This is prophetic precision. You were sent to this generation because this generation needs what you carry. The same way Esther was born to stand before a king and intercede for her people. You have been positioned for impact, not someday today, not in theory, but in reality. And even if no one around you recognizes it yet, heaven already has. It is written in the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 14. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. That is not just history. That is prophecy. That is your reminder that your arrival in this generation is not only intentional, it is essential. You are not the backup plan. You are the assignment. This world is not in chaos by accident. These times are not random, and the confusion, compromise, and darkness sweeping across culture are not just symptoms, they are invitations. Invitations for the chosen ones to rise, for truth to be spoken, for light to invade shadows, for you to step into the authority God placed on your life. You've been through too much fire to stay silent. You've endured too much pressing to hide your oil. You've survived too much heartbreak to remain passive. Your scars didn't kill you, they qualified you. Your story is not a setback. It's a sign that even in the darkest night, God still raises voices that carry His glory. And now, He is calling you to wear the crown, but not the kind that glitters, not the kind that exalts self. This crown is different. This is the crown of intercession, of obedience, of sacrifice, of holy burden. It rests on the ones who will say yes, even when it costs everything. It marks the ones who refuse to be silent in a generation addicted to comfort. The crown you carry may not be seen by human eyes, but the spirit realm recognizes it. That's why warfare intensifies when you begin to rise, because hell knows who you are, even when you forget. And your obedience is more dangerous than 1,000 sermons. When you stand in purity, when you walk in power, when you pray with fire, when you speak with truth, everything changes. You have been trusted with this time. God could have placed you in any generation, but He saved you for this one. That means there is something only you can bring. A sound only your voice can release. A light only your life can carry. You're not too late. You're not unqualified. You're right on time, crowned with purpose, carrying glory, and commissioned by heaven itself. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs fire. It needs clarity. It needs warriors who carry the fear of the Lord and the love of the Father. It needs reformers, revivalists, messengers, and intercessors. It needs people like you, those who wear the crown not for status, but for service. So rise with reverence, walk with intention, speak with boldness, live like one who has been sent. This is not about fame, it's about faithfulness, not about reach. It's about rootedness, not about being known, it's about making Him known. And every step you take in obedience sends ripples through eternity. You're not just making history, you're fulfilling prophecy. You've been crowned, chosen one, not for comfort, but for consecration, not for applause, but for assignment, not for someday, but for now. This generation is not waiting for a hero. It's waiting for the obedient. And that's exactly who you are. They will know you were sent, not because you forced it, not because you shouted louder than others, not because you manipulated a platform or chased visibility, but because heaven sent you, and when God sends someone, the evidence follows. There is a weight to the voice of the sent, a power to the presence of the obedient. And you, chosen one, are walking into that reality now. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to prove your value. God's hand on your life will speak louder than any words ever could. You were not self-made, self-taught, or self-appointed. You were God-assigned, and that truth will become more and more undeniable with every step you take in alignment. There is a difference between the called and the sent. Many are called. The invitation is wide, but few respond with the kind of surrender it takes to be sent. To go when it's inconvenient, to speak when it's unpopular, to move when it costs you everything. And you said yes, not just in words, but in sacrifice. You laid down your comfort. You walked away from compromise. You refused to blend in. And now heaven is backing you. They may question you now, but they'll witness the fruit soon. Because when God sends someone, there are signs that follow. Not signs for entertainment, but signs that shift atmospheres, that shake demonic structures, that call the dead to life. Your life will not just be known for survival. It will be known for impact, for alignment, for purity, for unmistakable authority, and not because of you, but because of the one who sent you. It is written in the Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse 34, "For the one whom God has sent speaks the words of God. For God gives the Spirit without limit." And that's your portion, the Spirit without limit. You weren't sent with just enough strength to scrape by. You were sent with overflow, with heavenly supply, with oil that doesn't run dry. Even when the assignment gets heavy, you've been graced for what others would collapse under. You've been equipped to walk in places others fear to enter. Because God doesn't send without sustaining. He doesn't call you out and then leave you stranded. Every place you've been led to, He's already gone before you. Every word you're called to speak has already been authorized. You are not entering unprepared. You're stepping into what has already been written. And when people ask, "Who are you to do this?" your answer doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be true. I was sent. The sent don't chase approval. They follow instructions. The sent don't argue for position. They carry presence. The sent don't waver with culture. They move with conviction. And when you walk in that, heaven confirms it. Not always immediately, not always publicly, but always supernaturally. Doors open that no man can shut. Resources arrive that you didn't plan for. Help shows up at the exact moment you need it. Favor follows you like a shadow, not because of manipulation, but because of divine motion. You are not pushing your way in. You are being brought in. The same God who spoke the earth into existence is orchestrating your next steps. He's aligning people, timing, opportunities not for your fame, but for His glory through your life. And as you move forward, you'll begin to see that everything is connected, that no part of your journey was wasted. Every detour prepared your discernment. Every delay refined your trust. Every battle trained your spirit. Now you walk with a knowing, a holy stillness, a quiet boldness, the kind that makes people pause not because you demand attention, but because heaven confirms you. That's the mark of the sent. They carry the weight of another world. They walk with the scent of another kingdom. They speak, and something ancient inside others begins to wake up. Let your legacy be marked not by applause, but by evidence. The kind of evidence that can only be explained by one truth: that you were obedient, that you didn't make it happen, you let it happen. You followed the sound of His voice, even when no one clapped, even when the way was narrow. Chosen one. You are not moving in your own name. You are moving with the authority of the one who called you. That's why this will work. That's why the resistance won't stop you. Because the one who sends you also surrounds you. Let them see the fruit. Let them wonder how it happened. You don't need to answer with pride. Let your life say what your lips don't need to. You were sent, and they will know. Chosen one. You've heard the call. You've felt the fire. You've walked through every word of this message, not by accident, but by alignment. From the moment heaven whispered your name, things have never been the same. You are not ordinary. You are not casual. You are not common. You are God's chosen one, and this was your confirmation. Everything that tried to stop you has only served to prove you were marked. You have survived, not just for survival's sake, but because you are needed. You are rising into the fullness of what has already been written. And now, your next step isn't hesitation, it's activation. Heaven is still moving. Angels are still responding. The scroll is still unfolding. And your yes still carries weight in the kingdom. So, don't let this be the end of your fire. Let it be the beginning of your roar. If this word pierced your spirit, let it echo in the earth. Like this message, if you know it was for you, share it with someone else who carries a mantle they've been afraid to wear. Comment below what stirred you most. Your voice is part of the movement. And subscribe so you never miss the next moment heaven chooses to speak again. We are not building a crowd. We are building a remnant, a tribe of those who burn with truth, walk in purity, speak with power, and carry kingdom fire. You were not called to be quiet. You were chosen to rise. Sorrise. Chosen one. The world is waiting. Heaven is watching.